Hello everyone, it's Vandiril here, and today I'm gonna show you one of the craziest games ever played in League of Legends history. This is probably the longest normal or ranked game that ever took place. This game in particular lasted 4 hours, 20 minutes and 5 seconds. And yes, it was a ranked game. So, it all started with a Reddit post made by a guy who plays All-Star in this game. He basically stated that he was held hostage in this particular game. You may be wondering how? Well, thanks to him and sending me this replay, I can actually show you what happened in this game. So one more time, thanks to Plabi, sorry if I mispronounce your name, for sending me this replay. So what's happening in this game is that we have two premates. We have one premate on the blue side, which is Vladimir plus Veigar, and we have the other premate on the other side, which is Nasus plus Veigar. Why those champions? Well, they all have great scalings. Maybe except for Tristana, but all Nasus, Vladimir and Veigar almost have infinite scalings. So those guys are two premates. They're probably together on the voice chat, so they communicate with each other. Why is it crucial that those two guys are having two duos? So what's gonna happen in this game is that those two duos will try to beat the enemy trios. So if Nasus and Tristana can hold against Leona, Galio and Rengar, they can drag this game infinitely. And same goes for the Vladimir and Veigar versus Malphite, Shyvana and Alistar. You may be wondering why? Well, as you probably know, you cannot surrender with 3 votes, and those guys are playing duos. So they will never get 4 people in one team that will vote yes to surrender. So this is already one thing done. By having 2 duos that communicate with each other, they are able to drag this game as long as they want, assuming they can defeat the 3 guys from the other team. Well, what do you need to do to be able to defeat 3 guys as 2 guys? Well, good scaling. They have good scaling. They have everything ready for that. So they are getting some kills here and there, which is already benefiting them. You might be wondering, how is Vlad a scaling champion? Well, you can see right now. Vlad has a grasp of the Undying, so he pretty much can scale his HP infinitely. And his HP transfers to AP. So basically, he will become a huge monster, just like Nasus or Veigar. So as you can see right now, there are a lot of kills in this particular game. You can see we are 25 minutes into the game. Veigar is already fed. Vladimir isn't really that fed, but it doesn't really matter. Then on the other side we have fed Nasus and fed Tristana. The only issue that could be here is the Shyvana. But if only Veigar plus Vladimir can somehow hold the Shyvana, everything is gonna be fine. So those guys are just farming items for now, stacking their stacks. Nasus is stacking his Q, Veigar is stacking his AP, and Vladimir is stacking his HP, therefore also stacking ability power. So let's try to fast forward this a little bit. So as you can see, what both teams are doing is that they are basically trying to defend. Nasus and Tristana will make sure no turrets on the red side fall, and then Vladimir and Veigar will make sure that no turrets on the blue side fall. And as you can see, this trend is continuing right now. So here and there they are getting some extra kills. You can actually see Nasus is here in base, and even Vladimir gets some extra health here. So they killed him. So they traded a lot of kills. It's not a problem when you can communicate, but you gotta do it early. Because if you trade too many kills later on between those two duos, you may actually lose some turrets. So you gotta keep this in mind. So let's skip another 10 minutes. We're gonna be 40 minutes into the game. As you can see, all inhibitor turrets stand, so no problem. And those guys just keep farming. Veigar has a Dark Harvest. Tristana also has a Dark Harvest, by the way. And Vladimir, as I said, has Grasp of the Undying, so he can get a lot of extra AP. There's pretty much no way for those guys to ever win the game, those trios that are not in the duo together, unless the other duo allow them to. So for example, Galio, Leona and Rengar will not be able to win this game unless Vladimir and Veigar allow them to. So this game can last infinite amount of time as long as you defend the objectives properly. and that's what happened this game. As you can see, we are already 40 minutes into the game, not much happening. Let's keep another 20. We are already hour in. Well, what happens? Nothing. Those guys are just attacking each other. Let me see if I can turn on the chat, maybe I can see some messages, but I don't know if I will be able to, probably not. But you can see Vladimir is just auto-attacking the Nasus, therefore getting more health, and therefore he will be getting more AP. Not a big deal. Rengar is meaningless, Nasus can probably one-shot him already, so not a problem. So you may be thinking those guys did it for the first time? Well, no, it's clearly planned, and those guys have done it before. Earlier they managed to get a 3 hours long game that one of the guys uploaded on the YouTube channel. Big props for creativity, by the way. So as you can see, some people are already disconnecting because there's not much you can do, unless the other team allows you to, or the other duo. So those guys are basically held hostage. What can you do? Let's see, bot lane. Trying to push against Veigar? There's no way you can do it. No way you can do it. They're just gonna hold you here forever. They can kill you and then defend. Not a big problem. So pretty much all those 6 guys that aren't in those premates are screwed. What can you do? You cannot leave the game because you will get the liver buster and you may be reported and you may get banned, but you cannot also, you don't want to wait 4 hours in a game. So what's also really funny is that Riot recently answered some questions, including the question, what was the longest game ever played? And they proudly said that the longest game lasted 2 hours, 42 minutes and 28 seconds. What a surprise that it was also in the Oceania region, and this game also comes from Oceania server. They even said in the Ask Riot note that Graves said, I think this is the longest ranked I've ever seen at 53 minutes into the game. Well, sure it was. I don't know if they realized that if the game lasts 2 hours and 42 minutes, there has to be something wrong. But who knows, maybe it was a 5v5 premade, that's also doable this way. But then you're not gonna harm anyone. This is a problem because some people were held hostage, and well, do you want to play a League of Legends game for 4 hours when you can do absolutely nothing? Maybe, I wouldn't mind it, but I'm Vandiril and most of you guys probably would, because you have better things to do than waste your time in 5 hours long games, but yeah. So let's actually skip a little bit more. You can see right now that only Rengar has quit so far, 92 minutes in, so still not bad. 1.5 hour in, 9 people are still playing. Let's skip a little bit forward, 1 hour, actually 2 hours and 18 minutes. Shyvana is AFK, Malphite is AFK, and then Leona is AFK, Galio and Rengar. So all those guys gave up, except for the guy that made pause, who is Alistar. He's trying everything. He's trying his hardest not to quit this game, and I actually admire this guy. So let's skip even further. Let's go to 3 hours. We are exactly 3 hours in. Those guys just keep power farming versus each other. All they need to do is just farm. Veigar and Vladimir have to clear waves, and then Nasus and Tristana have to clear waves. So that's pretty much everything they should do. So let's have a look at their stats. So Nasus actually has 6400 stacks, and then Vladimir has, you can see how much health he gained, but he had 5k earlier, so he gained like 8k from the grasp already. That's a lot of health. And Nasus is actually gonna hit the 2000 minions in a second, so that's pretty impressive. Veigar actually only got 1,500 AP from his passive so far, but I guess that's not their main goal. So just look at the damage here, that's pretty crazy. Nasus just casually one-shotting everyone, Vladimir healing for 10k, and then Nasus spanking him for like 6k with 1Q. Sounds pretty fine to me. That's pretty enjoyable actually to watch. There's no way you're probably ever gonna see anything like that, unless those guys try it again or someone else tries it. But keep in mind, it can actually be bannable, so watch out if you try that. 3 hours in, still not much going on, some CZ rods placed here and there, waves are in control. Tristana also has a Dark Harvest, by the way, and she has 1650 stacks. That's a lot of stacks, I can tell. So Leona even reconnected at some point, as we can see, and Alistar actually killed her. I don't know, it must feel bad or really enjoyable for this Alistar to be here, but according from what he said, he wasn't really pleased about being in this situation. Because what can you do? You cannot go AFK, because you can be punished, and there's no way you can win the game, so you are held hostage. This is actually way better than Ascension strategy because you can pull it off on Summoner's Rift. So all you need to do, it seems, is just have one duo, the other duo, snipe each other in a queue, and then manage to win against 3 other guys. And that's basically how you can hold the other 6 people hostage. And you can do it as long as you want, assuming you don't want to win the game. Some interesting stats from this game is that this game in total had over 300 kills, and Vladimir actually finished the game with 103 kills. I'm gonna fast forward a little bit again. So Vladimir had 103 kills at the end of this game. There were 3 people that had more than 100,000 gold. And the record was Vladimir, who actually had 139,000 gold by the time game ended. The highest creep score was Vladimir as well, and he had 2530 CS, and also 2 other guys, Nasus and Tristana, got over 2000 CS, and you can see that already on the screen. So let's see it right now. Vladimir can actually just walk up to the fountain. By the way, we cannot see chat, so I might as well just hide it. Vladimir just basically went to the enemy nexus, and considering his lifesteal, he can just tank it forever and heal off the guys that are disconnected. And then Vladimir just casually queues him for half of his life. Sounds fine to me. Nice try, buddy, but I'm sorry. Oh, nice recall. Can he make it? Hey! I didn't know you can recall while taking the damage from the Nexus laser. That's from the fountain laser, I mean. That's impressive, I don't deny that. Alistar actually couldn't even report those guys because his client was bugged on the end screen and he was stuck in the skip waiting for stats option, so he couldn't even report them. So let's skip this game to the end right now. So those guys probably decided to end the game at 4:20 because 260 minutes is 4 hours 20 minutes, so they probably aimed for 4:20 game. So both teams have over 400,000 gold, and blue team even has their inhibitor turret standing, so not too bad. Let's see how many stacks Nasus has right now. So it seems that Nasus has 7,533 stacks, but I believe it is bugged and he actually had more. And he can probably one-shot everything, so it doesn't really matter. So let's rewind this a little bit, and I wanna see how does the Nasus kill the Baron. Can he one-shot that? This is the time. This is the time, buddy. It's your time to shine. Go for this Baron. 51,000 health versus Nasus, who has 15,000 health. Q doesn't really do that much damage. It's only about 3,000 damage, but keep in mind he doesn't really have any crit or any AD, so I actually thought it's gonna be a little bit more impressive. I believe that Veigar should be able to one-shot it, but it actually takes a bit of time for Nasus to be able to do this Baron with this particular build. But it's still interesting to see. So then let's have a look at them here. Vladimir versus Nasus. That's an interesting 1v1. Nasus actually... Vladimir already has 23,000 gold. Did you see that, by the way? That's the Dark Harvest. Tristana currently has 1900 Dark Harvest stacks, a little bit over that, so wow, that's a nice crit. Now I can see why the Nasus has Black Cleaver now. So the reason for that is actually they want to reduce his armor, and Tristana had all the penetration items and just infinity. So I can see what you guys tested. Really nice. I like people that test different type of stuff. So Nasus is back to lethality and crit build. He's probably gonna try to do the same on the Vladimir, so let's actually try to see that as well. 10,000 crit. Not bad. Let's try to see that again, guys, because you're not gonna see that too often in a normal or ranked game. Let's slow this up. Nasus, boom. 10,768 damage. I think it's time to end this game. I think it's time to see how this game ended. And it's probably gonna end with a Nasus push, if I'm guessing correctly. Oh, Nasus is also tanking the fountain for a second. Let's see that. He has a full lifesteal build right now. So I can see those guys actually tested a lot of things in the meantime. So Veigar had only like 1,500 stacks or so, yeah. 1,516 ability power. Rengar, what are you doing? Rengar, calm down, buddy. So let's see what's gonna happen now. We are 1 minute away from this game ending, so Nasus is gonna probably one-shot everything he wants to. So he actually has 2200 AD. Those guys probably went for the what's that rune called? The rune that gives you AD based on the time. You know which rune I mean. And this way you can probably get like infinite AD and AP. He didn't actually one-shot that. I'm impressed he didn't one-shot that. He had his Q ready, or maybe it was just an auto attack. Well, this way or another, this is the end of this game and the end of this video. 4 hours, 20 minutes and 5 seconds. Really impressive, really impressive. Great job by those guys, and huge props to Alistar, who actually managed to survive over 4 hours in a single game. Let me know in comments, what do you think about this game? Was it good? Was it bad? I must say it was pretty impressive to me, but I know there is an evil side of it. You can see Red Team actually ended the game with 468,000 gold, almost 469,000 gold. Well, a lot of money. But well, what can you expect in a 4-hour game? Thank you so much for watching, guys. I really appreciate that. Take care and have a great day.